Day 14. Flower. Jim's jeans were stiff and cold as he pulled them on. It was barely light out, and without looking, he knew it would be freezing outside. He still felt cold in his clothes as he stamped his feet in the kitchen, squinting in the electric light and making instant coffee. He waited as long as possible before waking Jeanie up. He would have wanted her awake with him all night, enjoy every last second. It would be another month before he saw her again. Another month. But his last gift was to let her sleep. He nudged the door to her room open, and the light behind him lit up the back of her small head on the pillow. He put a hand on her gently. She was so warm. He swallowed. "Princess, I'm sorry, hon, it's time to go." She turned and opened her eyes. Tears started flowing. "I know, sweetheart, but we gotta go cross-state. We got plenty more time together." "Okay, Daddy," she managed, and he helped her get dressed. Soon they were in the truck. Jeanie was pretending to smoke with her clouds of breath. "Okay, Princess, you're DJ, what do you want?" He started rifling through the cassettes strewn throughout the dash, which was all for show. The tape was already in the deck. It never left. "Jim Reeves!" she cried. This Jim hit rewind, then play. As the orange headlights swung across the end of the dirt driveway and onto the asphalt, he smiled to himself. He couldn't understand how the saddest songs made her so happy. They stopped at the diner in town. Jim ordered eggs and more coffee. Jeanie devoured her stack of chocolate chip pancakes so quickly, the waitress, Brenda, brought another tower over. When Jim tried to pay for those, Brenda nearly slapped the bills out of his hand. Brenda had as big a soft spot for Jeanie as everyone else. They left town on the east side, taking the old freeway, which they had to themselves. Everyone else headed north to join the interstate, a far quicker option. Jim was in no rush. They played 20 questions and gnawed through red vines. Brenda had pressed those on them too, with twanging country and a wide blue sky as their travelling companions, apart from one cloud, hovering at the next bend. Except it wasn't a cloud. Jim could smell it. Smoke. He eased off the accelerator as they came up the slight hill to reveal the scene. A canvas-backed truck was lying on its side in the scrub, like a sleeping animal. There was a corridor of smashed bushes and scarred boulders between it and where it had come off the road. The grey smoke was rising from the front, but Jim couldn't tell if the truck was still ablaze. He pulled over at a safe distance. "Stay here, honey. I'm gonna go check they're all right." He dropped down from the cab and looked in both directions. They must have been the first people to pass by, and might be for a while, he thought. He took a wide arc around the truck in case it went up. As he came around from the back, he saw all three of the wheels facing the sky had blown tyres, and the green fabric was torn. The truck cab was the same murky colour as the canvas, military. The nose and part of the hood were black, where there must have been more flames before dying back. He hoped. He edged closer. Through the web of cracks in the windscreen, Jim could see two men in the cab. He managed to get a foothold and pulled himself up to the door. It wouldn't open. He came back with a rock and smashed the driver's window. He grabbed and shouted. They were dead. They must have been half his age. "Daddy?" Jim nearly fell off the truck. "Damn it, Jeanie!" He jumped down and used the momentum to scoop her up and carry her away. The fire or what was in the cab, he didn't want her anywhere near it. "I told you to wait in the truck." "Are they okay?" "We need to call the sheriff." There was a sudden rattling from the back of the transporter. "Is that them, Daddy?" He dropped her to her feet and tried to root them in the dirt. "Stay here." He had no idea what they had been moving, but there could be people back there. His instinct told him to get them both as far away as possible, but He wouldn't be able to live with himself. He picked up a bleached branch from the scrub and, moving around to the back, tried to lift the canvas flap with it. It was too dark inside. "Hello?" The rattle came again, and he thought he saw something blinking. "If you're in there, you have to come out." The whole truck quivered. There was the wrenching sound of splitting wood. Jim stood a step back and nearly tripped over Jeanie. "Jeanie!" He grabbed her and turned tail. He couldn't look as an unearthly hum deafened him. Something was ripping and churning at the truck. Jeanie was looking back over his shoulder at it, screaming. He was running for their truck, but whatever it was following them. He wrenched the driver's door open and threw Jeanie inside. He slammed the door and pressed his back against it, turning to see what would kill them. About 10 feet high and 6 feet off the ground, a single smooth shaft was hanging beneath a circle of whirring blades. It was painted dull military green and had various white stenciled markings here and there. Its shape, in that bizarre moment, put Jim in mind of a dandelion puff on the wind. It stopped in mid-air in front of him. "AKM Mark 3.41 operational standing by," came a metallic voice from a speaker somewhere. "State your name, rank, and preferred operations code word." Jim couldn't catch his breath. He didn't notice the window wind down behind his head. "Daddy, it's a flower," said Jeanie. "Confirmed, Daddy. Rank unspecified. I am flower."